Warren enters the story. Another major character enters Will's life, Warren Peace. Warren is powerful, angry, and isolated. He has a personal reason to dislike Will. Warren's father is a villain who was defeated and imprisoned by Commander. Because of that history, Warren already has resentment toward Will's family. At school, some bullies begin harassing the bus driver. Most students are afraid to get involved, but Will decides to defend him. Will may not have powers, but he has courage. He stands up for the bus driver. The bullies decide to punish him. During lunch, they use their powers against Will. He falls down, and his food tray flies through the air and lands on Warren. This creates an immediate confrontation. Warren becomes furious. He generates fireballs and begins attacking Will. Will has no powers, so all he can do is run. He dodges one fireball, then another. The situation becomes increasingly dangerous. Warren is not simply angry, he is genuinely powerful. Will continues trying to escape. Then his hero support friends arrive. They know Warren is dangerous, but they refuse to abandon Will. Warren attacks them too. Will sees his friends in danger. Something changes inside him. He grabs a nearby table and suddenly he throws it with incredible force. The table becomes a shield. Will is shocked. For the first time in his life, he has demonstrated a superpower. His super strength has finally appeared. His biggest fear is gone. He is not powerless. He has powers. Will becomes a superhero student. Will returns home and tells his parents that his powers have finally appeared. Commander and Jetstream are incredibly happy. For Will, this is the moment he has been waiting for his entire life. His parents are proud. The family celebrates. Will even receives an Xbox as a gift. Now, he finally feels like he belongs. He is no longer the powerless son of two superheroes. He is a superhero himself. But while Will celebrates, the mystery surrounding his family continues. The hidden camera is still being used. The mysterious figures continue watching. And now that Will's powers have appeared, their interest in him seems even stronger. The transfer to superhero class. The next day, Will is transferred from hero support into the superhero class. His social status changes immediately. The same students who previously ignored him now respect him. Everyone wants to know what he can do. Will is excited. He believes that his problems are finally over. But soon, he learns an important lesson. Having a power does not automatically make someone a great hero. Will's main ability is super strength. He is extremely strong. But strength alone does not solve every problem. During a group assignment, students must create a machine capable of freezing objects. Other students use their abilities and intelligence to contribute. Will struggles to find a useful role. He cannot simply punch the problem away. Eventually, his teammates complete the project. Will feels awkward. He realizes that being strong is only one part of being a superhero. Will begins changing. At lunch, Will sits with his new superhero classmates. His old hero support friends approach him, but the superhero students do not want them at the table. Will does not immediately defend his old friends. He allows himself to become absorbed in his new social position. This hurts Layla. She sees Will becoming the very kind of person he once feared. When Will was powerless, he understood what it felt like to be ignored. Now that he has power, he is beginning to ignore others. Will tries to make things better by promising Layla that he will take her to her favorite restaurant. But another problem appears. The hero support students have been trapped inside lockers by bullies. Will immediately goes to help them. He frees his old friends. This makes Will realize that these are the people who stood beside him when he had nothing. They accepted him when he was powerless. They defended him when he was vulnerable. They were his real friends before he became popular. A challenge is arranged. If Will and his team can defeat the bullies during an upcoming training game, the bullies will leave the hero support students alone. Will accepts. The training game. The training game involves protecting a dummy from an opposing team. A machine is designed to attack the dummy. The opposing team must stop the mission. Interestingly, Will and Warren end up on the same team. Only recently, Warren had attacked Will with fireballs. Now they are teammates. Will still has difficulty controlling his strength. His power is unpredictable. During the game, Will punches the ground with frustration. The impact is so powerful that opposing players lose their balance. He quickly restrains another opponent. Warren uses his fire abilities to handle others. Their team appears to be winning. But one opponent is more.
They may develop technology. They may help with strategy. They may assist with rescue operations. They may create equipment. They may perform many important tasks behind the scenes. But socially, hero support students are treated as if they are less important. Most students desperately want to be classified as superheroes. Being a superhero means popularity, respect, recognition, and prestige. Being placed in hero support is viewed by many students as failure. Then, Will's assessment begins. One student after another demonstrates an incredible ability. The atmosphere becomes increasingly intimidating. Finally, it is Will's turn. The teacher asks him to demonstrate his power. Will cannot do anything. He tries to explain that he does not have a power. The teacher does not believe him. After all, this is Commander and Jetstream's son. How could their son possibly be powerless? The teacher assumes Will is joking. But Will continues insisting that he has no powers. Eventually, the teacher decides to test the situation in a much more direct way. A car is thrown toward Will. Will barely escapes. He dives out of the way and the car crashes past him. The result is obvious. Will is powerless. He is not placed in the superhero class. Instead, he is assigned to hero support. For Will, this is devastating. His parents are legendary superheroes. His classmates are superheroes. His school is built around superheroes, and he is placed in the support program. The very thing he feared has happened. The nurse's warning. Will visits the school nurse, hoping to find an explanation. The nurse tries to reassure him. Powers do not necessarily appear at the same age for everyone. Some abilities develop later than others. Maybe Will's powers are simply delayed. Maybe they will appear soon. But the nurse also gives him an uncomfortable warning. There is a possibility that his powers may never develop. There has been at least one similar case before. The school's bus driver never developed superhero powers. For Will, this possibility is terrifying. Until now, he could tell himself that his powers were simply late. Now, he has to consider that they might never come. Maybe he really is powerless. Maybe his dream of becoming a superhero is already over. Will hides the truth from his father. After returning home, Will decides that he should tell Commander what happened. But when he sees his father, his courage disappears. Commander takes Will into a secret laboratory. The laboratory contains equipment and trophies connected to his heroic career. There are weapons, there are battle memories, there are objects from previous missions. Everything inside the room reminds Will of how extraordinary his father is. Commander proudly shows Will parts of his heroic history. Will looks at his father and realizes how difficult it would be to admit that he has no powers. He imagines the disappointment. He imagines his father.
दोनों सुपर हीरोज मिलकर रोबोट को डिफीट कर देते हैं। कमांडर विक्ट्री के बाद रोबोट का सीवियर्ड हेड ट्रॉफी के तौर पर घर ले आता है। विल अपने फादर को देखकर नेचुरली प्राउड फील करता है, लेकिन उस प्राइड के साथ एक प्रेशर भी होता है, क्योंकि जितना पावरफुल उसका फादर नजर आ रहा होता है, उतना ही छोटा विल खुद को फील कर रहा होता है। उसके माइंड में एक ही थॉट चल रहा होता है, मैं इनका बेटा हूँ, लेकिन अगर मेरे पास पावर ही नहीं है तो? विल को अभी ये नहीं पता होता कि रोबोट का ये ट्रॉफी हेड फ्यूचर में कितना इम्पॉर्टेंट होने वाला है। और सबसे स्ट्रेंज बात ये होती है कि रोबोट के अंदर एक हिडन कैमरा लगा हुआ होता है। कोई दूर से विल और उसके फैमिली को ऑब्जर्व कर रहा होता है, लेकिन अभी विल को इसका बिल्कुल आइडिया नहीं। स्काई हाई की जर्नी अगली सुबह विल स्कूल बस पर चढ़ता है, लेकिन ये भी नॉर्मल स्कूल बस नहीं होती। शुरू में सब कुछ ऑर्डिनरी लगता है, येलो स्कूल बस, स्टूडेंट्स और नॉर्मल स्कूल जर्नी। लेकिन जैसे ही बस एक रैंप की तरफ जाती है, विल को पता चलता है कि स्काई हाई के लिए ट्रांसपोर्टेशन भी एक्स्ट्राऑर्डिनरी है। बस हवा में लॉन्च होती है और फिर वो रॉकेट में ट्रांसफॉर्म हो जाती है। बस सीधा आसमान की तरफ फ्लाई करने लगती है। विल और बाकी स्टूडेंट्स के लिए ये एक इनक्रेडिबल एक्सपीरियंस होता है। कुछ ही देर में उनके सामने स्काई हाई नज़र आता है। क्लाउड्स के बीच एक मैसिव फ्लोटिंग स्कूल, एक ऐसी एकेडमी जो आसमान में सस्पेंडेड है और जहां दुनिया के फ्यूचर सुपर हीरोज ट्रेन होने वाले हैं। विल जब स्कूल को देखता है तो नेचुरली इम्प्रेस्ड होता है, लेकिन उसे ये नहीं पता कि स्कूल के अंदर जाकर उसकी सबसे बड़ी इनसिक्योरिटी और ज़्यादा एक्सपोज होने वाली है। जैसे ही नए स्टूडेंट्स स्कूल में एंटर करते हैं, उन्हें इमीडिएटली रियलाइज़ होता है कि यहाँ हर स्टूडेंट के पास कोई ना कोई अनयूजुअल एबिलिटी है। किसी की आंखों से लेजर्स निकल सकती है, कोई ऑब्जेक्ट्स को फ्रीज कर सकता है, कोई हवा में फ्लाई कर सकता है, कोई अनबिलीवेबल स्ट्रेंथ पोजेस करता है। यहाँ तक कि नॉर्मल वॉकिंग और टॉकिंग भी कुछ स्टूडेंट्स के लिए अनयूजुअल एबिलिटीज़ के साथ होती है। विल सबको ऑब्जर्व करता है और जितना वो दूसरों को देखता है, उतना ही उसे अपनी लैक ऑफ पावर फील होती है। लेकिन स्कूल में सिर्फ पावर सी प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। हर स्कूल की तरह स्काई हाई में भी बुलीज हैं। कुछ ट्रबल मेकर्स नए स्टूडेंट्स को इंटिमिडेट करने लगते हैं और उनसे पैसे लेने की कोशिश करते हैं। विल सिचुएशन को देखता है, लेकिन खुद भी अनश्योर होता है कि वो क्या करे। तब स्टूडेंट काउंसिल प्रेसिडेंट ग्वेन इंटरवीन करती है। ग्वेन पावरफुल, कॉन्फिडेंट और पॉपुलर स्टूडेंट होती है। वो बुलीज को रोक देती है और नए स्टूडेंट्स को रेस्क्यू कर लेती है। विल की नज़र ग्वेन पर पड़ती है और पहली बार स्कूल के प्रेशर के बीच उसका अटेंशन किसी और चीज़ पर जाता है। विल ग्वेन को देखकर इम्प्रेस हो जाता है, लेकिन लैला विल के रिएक्शन को नोटिस कर लेती है और उसके फेस पर जेलसी की हल्की सी फीलिंग आ जाती है। लैला और विल बचपन से बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स हैं। लैला के दिल में विल के लिए फीलिंग्स हैं, लेकिन विल अभी तक उन फीलिंग्स को प्रॉपरली समझ नहीं पा रहा। पावर असेसमेंट स्काई हाई में स्टूडेंट्स को